All right, let's talk about Isaac Guerendo. So he's an interesting player. He was actually projected to go very early in the third round at pick 66. That's where he was on the consensus big board. He fell all the way to 129. The 49ers, the team to pick him up, which if you're a running back is a pretty good team to pick you up, as we've seen lots of, great running backs and also lots of not so great running backs still have success in the 49ers scheme. But I was interested in why they decided to select a running back, but watching Guerendo's film, you can certainly see what they see in him and why they decided to use a draft pick on him. So, for example, this play, what's going to happen is it's going to be a running play towards the offense's right. When this play begins, the Louisville quarterback gives it to Guerendo, and there is some trouble right here, right? You certainly have a player right in position to try and make a tackle on Guerendo. But look at Guerendo and just run him over and actually gets a first down on that play. We always talk about running back value and how valuable is a running back, and it's become this huge point of discussion, right? And I think part of it is because it is true that for the longest time, the offensive line didn't get enough credit. Now we've kind of realized, okay, no, offensive linemen are really important and do a lot for these plays to develop. But there are also moments when a running back needs to make a play, and Guerendo was certainly able to make those plays in college. Just because he can run over a guy in college doesn't mean he's going to be able to run over a guy at the NFL level, but it's at the very least more promising that he could, do that, right? And there's also just stuff like this, where the way this one's going to work is that it's going to be, I'm going to highlight a Georgia Tech defender right here. Watch what that defender is going to do. Watch him really quick shoot through a gap before, the double team block could finish and the center could get up to block him. So now he's right in the backfield. Really good read by him to know it's a running play, get in position to make a play. And for San Francisco, a big part of what they want to do, they obviously are this, they're known for this outside zone running scheme, which means that there are times when the running back has to make reads. The running back isn't just supposed to go through one gap. There are, they're going to have good vision, which is the case with every running back, of course, but especially for San Francisco. So for Guerendo, I think a lot of running backs would struggle in this situation, but he reads the play well, gets to a different gap, and is able to pick up a first down right there. Again, able to have the footwork to be able to do it as well is just as important as being able to read it. But the fact that he can read it is really impressive, and it's something that I think that San Francisco, on the carries that Guerendo will get, will appreciate him being able to do. There's also something like this where, so again, I'm going to highlight a defender, a Murray State defender here. It's going to be the interior defensive lineman. There's actually a couple of defensive linemen who are going to do a pretty good job on this one. We'll watch how when this play begins, again, right here, you see that there is kind of a window to bounce things towards the outside, but that's always dangerous, right? If you try to go in that direction, if someone can run you down, you could lose yards. Sometimes people want the running back who will just run straight forward, run into a wall, and, at least get back to the line of scrimmage type of mindset. But, that is not what Guerendo does. He is someone who, if he sees a window to try and get a splash play, he will take it. And then watch him just explode. And this is really what's going to get you excited if you're a 49ers fan. That speed in open space, really, that's kind of why I think they drafted him. This play right here. His willingness to get to the outside, but also how effective he is at doing it. Really good stuff here by Guerendo. Also, something like this, where it's going to be a run towards the offense's left right here. This is a really good play by him. So, first, the play itself isn't going to work out too well. Watch how Virginia Tech really kind of has this, covered. He's trying to get towards the left, but it's just there's not a window there for him to run. But this is where his vision's going to come into play. Watch him be able to get back towards the middle and gets to this point where there are a couple of defenders who can still try and make a play. But hey, you already did your job. You were able to pick up the first down. However, this play is not over yet. Watch him shoot by both of those guys, able to make a move and picks up a really big gain on that one. He is someone who is not that easy to bring down. He can run you over, but also he's, has the vision to be able to find the right gap, and, some slight contact isn't going to bring him down either, which is definitely what's exciting to see when he's also very explosive and shifty. You also have a play like this where, again, I'm going to highlight a defender. It's a a Virginia Tech linebacker here. Look at how when this play begins. So, Guerendo has the ball. The linebacker, steps in, is going to try and make a play. Again, kind of makes a little bit of contact, but Guerendo really blows right by him, so that's not an issue. There are a couple more Virginia Tech players trying to see if they can make something happen. But once again, you see the acceleration and his, the fact that it's not so easy to bring him down. He actually gets a touchdown on that play that I think a lot of guys would not have gotten a touchdown on. So the fact that he can do these types of things, again, will it be tougher at the NFL level? Of course. But, to be able to do this stuff in college makes you feel optimistic. He can at least be a good, number 2 running back for San Francisco. So, yeah, I do think it's a pretty quality running back, and it is a little surprising he fell in the draft. I'm not sure exactly what it was. Now, I don't know if, again, my view on running back value is a little bit different than other people's view on running back value, so I still don't know if I would have taken him with a second-round pick. But, at this point, it probably makes some sense. I know some people might say, well, you have Christian McCaffrey. He, is out there basically every snap. Not every snap, but basically every snap, honestly. So, why do you need another running back? Well, for one thing, he's not out there every snap, and you're still going to probably get, 500, 600 snaps out of Guerendo if it all works perfectly. So there definitely is value in that for a guy getting drafted when he's drafted. But the other thing is, listen, we hope it doesn't happen, but injuries are a thing that happens. And the Niners have kind of been lucky with McCaffrey in that he stayed pretty healthy, but that is not the norm for a running back with injury history to all of a sudden to start putting together a healthy season after healthy season. Again, hopefully it happens again, but to have an insurance policy probably makes some sense, even if you forget about the injury side of things. He's going to be 28 during the season next year. So again, 28 isn't ancient, but in running back years, it is getting up there, and it wouldn't be shocking to see him fall off. I'm not expecting it. I'm expecting McCaffrey to come in, play a good amount of snaps, and play well. But having a backup plan is probably still pretty smart, and Guerendo is someone who should be a pretty good backup plan. So, again, there's things to like about him and things to like about what he can bring to the table. I do think maybe, one critique that you could throw out there is the fact that he is kind of a one-year wonder here. That last year was definitely his best season. And I think some people might be a little concerned about that. He is kind of an older prospect, 23 years old. So how much was it? Hey, he finally figured it out once he got, once he got older and was just, more, better that way. But I don't know if that's the case, because this also was kind of the first time he really got significant playing time, which, again, some people might consider a negative. But honestly, at the running back position, not the worst thing in the world to not have a ton of wear and tear on your body. So, yeah. Do I think he's going to be a superstar level player? I don't know. I don't know if I would feel great about calling him a superstar level player, certainly. But again, is he someone that could be a solid role player when you need to take some reps off of McCaffrey? I think so. I actually really liked what I saw from him, and he was someone I thought did a pretty good job, even though he's not someone who's often getting talked about too much. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty smart move by the 49ers to draft him, even though at the time I think I might have said, why are you drafting running back here? I think looking back on it, doing a deep dive into his film and all that stuff, I think it made sense. So yeah, I would say I'm a fan of this selection. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with me that he could be pretty good, or are you kind of with my initial thoughts right when the pick was made of not a disaster, but maybe not sure if that's what you had to do? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.